You want to start by warming the engine up so the oil's sort of nice and thin. You drain more of it out that way. So the engine holds about 5.5 litres of oil. First thing you want to do is remove your engine cover. There's a special multi-sided tool for undoing the oil filter cap. Different variants of N47s have different fittings. Some of them use a 27mm socket. The reason you want to loosen that now is because there's a small amount of oil that's held inside the oil filter housing. So if you change it after you've drained the oil, you have more dirty oil drain into the sump. So if you loosen that off before you drain the oil, that way you'll get maximum sort of dirty oil out, so you're not contaminating the new oil that you put in. Right, now you want to go underneath the car and open up your drain flap, which is just a plastic flap. It's a flat screwdriver. Will open it up, get it out of the way, and that will then reveal your sump plug. BMW sump plugs are normally 17mm, all N47s are 17mm. 17mm socket, I like to use a deep because it adds the extra distance needed to get in through the plastic under tray. Undo your sump plug. Drain your oil out. Your sump bolt will have on it a copper washer. You want to take the old copper washer off and replace it with a new one. If you bought a decent filter, it will come with a copper washer. Right, once your oil's finished draining, you want to pop your plug back in. This plug tightens up to 25 Newton meters, which is great if you've got a torque wrench, but if you haven't, just a little nip will do, that's all it needs. Then you can put your cover back on. Slots in there like that. Now you want to remove your oil filter from its housing. Here it is. You're going to remove the plastic element and get rid of that. So we'll now ditch that. There's a rubber O-ring on here. You can see around the outside of the housing. Just pop the O-ring off. The kit will come with a new one. So there we go. We've got a new O-ring seal to go on there. It's not the right slot. Just goes in the slot closest to the top of the cap. It goes in there. There's our new oil filter. The best way to fit these, because they've got a tiny little lug on the end there, is to pop it into the engine first. So pop it in the hole, turn it around until the lug drops into its spot where it lives, and there you go, and then put the cap on afterwards. Just have to push down a little bit to centralise the filter in the cap. That's started now. Again, this cap only tightens up to 25 Newton meters, so it doesn't have to be very tight. Now it's time to add our new oil. Pop the cap off. Carefully pour it in without chucking it everywhere. Pop the cap back on. Before you check the level, you're just going to want to fire the engine up. That'll fill the oil filter housing up, which is going to obviously subtract a little bit of oil out of the sump. So you get a better level if you fire it up first. Okay, now we're going to check our oil level. Remove the stick. Give the stick a wipe off so that it's nice and clean. Into that, roll it across the cloth. There's the level. It's showing up slightly low, so we'll add some more oil. Do that one more time, just to be sure. Roll it over the cloth, and as you can see there, the impression it's left is right at the top maximum mark. Put it back into place. The left one's going, the right one's going. Down on the popper jobbies at the front, and that's the cover backhand. That's the mechanical side to your oil change complete. Right, so what you're going to do is the button that resets the trip counter, push and hold that in. You'll come up to this screen, and then using the scroller on the indicator stalk, you scroll down through your options till you get to oil, and using the button, the BC button on the end of the stalk, push and hold, release, and it will pop into that option. Push and hold again. And the service forecast has been reset.